You collapse on the couch at 6:47 p.m., still in your work clothes, too tired to even change. And here's the thing that nobody talks about. You didn't dig ditches. You didn't run marathons. You sat in a chair all day long. Yet somehow you feel like you've been hit by a truck. Welcome to the great modern exhaustion, where doing nothing leaves you with nothing left. Here's what's actually insane. Your grandparents came home physically tired but mentally sharp. You? You're the opposite. Your body is technically rested, but your brain feels like it's been through a blender. We've created the first generation in human history that gets exhausted from sitting still. And before you blame yourself, thinking you're just weak or lazy, let me stop you right there. You're experiencing something that would have been impossible just 50 years ago. Your exhaustion is real, it's measurable, and it's happening at the cellular level. Think about it. We evolved to chase antelope and run from predators, not to stare at screens while our nervous system treats every email notification like a tiny tiger attack. Your biology hasn't caught up to your technology. And that mismatch? That's what's draining your battery faster than a smartphone running 47 apps. Chapter 1. Your body's hidden tax system. Here's something that'll blow your mind. You know that feeling when you're exhausted, but you can't point to any one thing that tired you out? It's like your energy is being drained by 1,000 tiny vampires, and you can't see any of them. Think of it like a phone battery. You charge it overnight, but by noon, it's at 30%, and you're like, I barely used it. Then you check and realize you had 47 apps running in the background. That's your workday. Every tiny annoyance, every micro frustration, every moment of tension, it all adds up. That morning commute where someone cuts you off, that's battery drain. The passive-aggressive email from your coworker, more drain. The notification that just buzzed while I was talking, you guessed it, drain. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Unlike your phone, you can't just see the percentage dropping. You just suddenly realize you're running on empty. 1 minute you're fine, the next, you can barely form sentences. And the weird part? This exhaustion feels different from being physically tired. It's not like after a workout where you're tired but satisfied. This is that heavy gray, I can't even exhaustion. Where deciding what to watch on Netflix feels like solving world hunger. Chapter 2. The Invisible Energy Thieves. Let me paint you a picture of your typical workday. But instead of describing what you do, I'm going to point out all the energy drains you've stopped noticing. It starts before you even get there. That commute where you're already strategizing, already problem-solving, already on. You haven't even clocked in and you're already spending mental energy like it's Black Friday. Then you walk into your open office, which, let's be honest, is basically an experiment in how many distractions humans can handle. Every conversation you overhear, every phone ring, every quick question, it all pulls at your attention. Even when you're not actively listening, part of your brain is. And can we talk about the lighting? Those fluorescent lights that make everyone look like they're dying. There's something about that artificial brightness that just feels exhausting, like your eyes are working overtime just to exist in that space. Don't even get me started on the temperature wars. Someone's always freezing, someone's always boiling, and you're caught in the middle like a thermal ping pong ball. Your body's constantly adjusting, never quite comfortable. These aren't just minor annoyances. They're constant little demands on your attention and energy. Burnout by 1,000 paper cuts, except the paper cuts are sensory, and the burnout is your will to live past 3 p.m. Chapter 3. The Chemical Cascade. Okay, let's talk about what everyone calls stress hormones. You know, when people say, oh, it's just cortisol, like they're discussing the weather. But here's what's fascinating. We all know the feeling of being wired but tired. That weird state where your body's exhausted but your mind won't shut off. Think about your natural energy patterns. Remember being a kid? You'd wake up full of energy, run around all day, then crash hard at night. Now, you wake up tired, stay moderately exhausted all day, then somehow get a second wind at 10 p.m. when you're trying to sleep. It's like your internal clock got thrown in a blender. Instead of natural peaks and valleys, you get this weird flat line of medium tired all day long. Like being stuck in third gear when you need fifth for the highway and first for the parking lot. And here's what really gets me. When you're in this state, everything feels harder. Making decisions becomes exhausting, exercise feels impossible, and somehow you're hungry, but nothing sounds good. It's like your whole system is out of sync. The cruel irony? The more tired you get, the harder it becomes to do the things that might help. It's like being stuck in quicksand where the solution is to relax, but relaxing feels impossible when you're sinking. No wonder we all feel stuck. Chapter 4. Death by 1,000 pings. Let's do some math that'll make you want to throw your phone in a lake. The average knowledge worker checks email every 6 minutes. That's 80 times in an 8-hour day. But it's not the checking that's killing you, it's the recovery. Every time you switch tasks, your brain needs 23 minutes to fully refocus, but you're switching every 6 minutes. You're literally never fully focused. Your brain is constantly in transition, like trying to drive while shifting gears every 10 seconds. And those notifications? Oh boy. Your brain treats each one like a tap on the shoulder, except instead of one person tapping you, it's 147 people per day. That's what the average person receives. Here's the part that made me want to live in a cave. Your brain can't tell the difference between a Slack message and a tiger jumping out of a bush. Both trigger the same fight or flight response. So you're basically being hunted by predators all day, except the predators are calendar invites. But wait, there's more. Zoom fatigue? It's real, and it's spectacular. Your brain is working overtime trying to process nonverbal cues through a crappy internet connection. It's like trying to have a conversation while wearing sunglasses, earplugs, and standing 50 feet apart. No wonder you're exhausted. Chapter 5. The Sitting Paradox. This is my favorite paradox of modern life. We've created jobs where you can be completely exhausted from sitting perfectly still. It's like being tired from sleeping. It makes no sense, but here we are. Think about how you feel after sitting for hours. Your back aches, your neck is stiff, your hips feel like they're made of concrete. But it's not just the obvious stuff. There's this weird, whole-body tiredness that sets in. It's different from being tired after physical work. When you're physically active, you get tired, but you also feel accomplished. When you're sitting all day, you feel tired and restless, like your body wants to move, but also can't imagine moving. And here's what's really bizarre. Even though you haven't moved, you feel like you've been working. Because you have been. Holding yourself in that chair, maintaining that posture, resisting the urge to just melt into the floor, it all takes energy. The worst part, when you finally get home and think, I should exercise, your body laughs at you. You've been saving energy all day by not moving, but somehow you have less energy than if you'd been active. It's like trying to save money by not spending it, but somehow ending up more broke. Join our YouTube membership for exclusive perks like early access to scripts, input on future topics about productivity, and connect with a like-minded community that gets it. Click join below and let's build your easier, more intentional life together. Chapter 6. Your brain's battery problem. Here's a fun fact that'll ruin your day. You know that feeling when you literally cannot decide what to have for dinner? When you're standing in front of the fridge, like it's a complex math problem? That's your brain running out of decision juice. Think about all the choices you make before lunch. What to wear, what to eat, which route to take, how to word that email, which emoji conveys the right tone. Should I CC Derek? Is this reply all worthy? Can I ignore this meeting invite? Each one feels small, but they add up like drops filling a bucket. By afternoon, your brain is basically running on fumes. That's why everything feels harder after 2 p.m. Writing an email that would have taken 2 minutes in the morning now takes 15. And you're rereading it 17 times because you can't tell if it makes sense. And then we invented something truly diabolical, the infinite scroll. Your tired brain thinks it's resting, but it's actually making hundreds of micro decisions. Is this worth reading? Swipe. How about this? Swipe. It's like trying to rest by jogging slowly. But here's the part that really gets me. After using up all your decision power at work, you go home to more decisions. What's for dinner becomes an existential crisis. So you eat cereal again, because at least that's one decision you don't have to make. Chapter 7. The Recovery Robbery. This is where things get properly depressing. You know how you're supposed to recover from all this exhaustion? Sleep, relaxation, actual rest? Yeah, about that. Remember that wired but tired feeling we talked about? It doesn't just disappear at end of your workday. It follows you home like a stray cat you accidentally fed once. So what do? You revenge procrastinate. You stay up scrolling because it's the only time that feels like yours, except you're not recovering, you're marinating in blue light and dopamine hits. And even when you do sleep, it's garbage quality. Your brain's still processing the day's 10,000 inputs. It's like trying to defrag a computer while running 50 programs. The progress bar just stays at 12% all night. But here's the real crime. Weekends aren't long enough for actual recovery. By the time Sunday night rolls around, you're maybe at 70% charge. Then Monday hits, and you're back to deficit spending. It's like paying off a credit card by opening another credit card. Chapter 8. The Compound Effect. All right, buckle up, because this is where it all comes together. And it's going to sound really familiar. You know how when you're tired, everything gets harder? And when everything's harder, you get more tired. That's the compound effect in action. It's not addition, it's multiplication. Here's how it plays out. You sleep badly, so you're dragging in the morning. Because you're dragging, you grab whatever's easiest for breakfast. Usually something sugary that makes you crash by 10 a.m. Now you're tired and fighting blood sugar swings. So you reach for more coffee, which works for about an hour. But then you crash harder. Now you're tired, shaky from caffeine, and still have 6 hours of work left. Because you feel awful. Everything takes longer. That report that should take an hour takes 3. Now you're behind schedule and exhausted. So you skip lunch to catch up, which makes you more tired and less focused. It's like your entire day becomes a series of energy dominoes. Each one knocks down the next, and by 5 p.m., you're looking at the wreckage wondering what happened. You started with one problem, being tired, and ended with 12. But here's the silver lining hiding in this disaster. If these factors multiply for bad, they multiply for good too. Fix one thing, even a small thing, and watch how it ripples out. It's the same compound effect, just working in your favor for once. Chapter 9. The Energy Audit Method. Time to get practical. You wouldn't try to save money without knowing where it's going, right? Same thing with your energy. Here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. For 1 week, you're going to track your energy vampires. Not with some complicated app, just a simple 1 to 10 scale, 4 times a day. Morning, lunch, afternoon, evening. Rate your energy and write 1 sentence about what just happened. 3/10, Brad microwaved fish again. 7 out of 10. Actually took lunch break outside. After a week, patterns will jump out like a horror movie villain. You'll see exactly when and why your energy tanks. Maybe it's those back-to-back meetings with no breaks. Maybe it's that 2 p.m. sugar crash from your morning donut. But here's the genius part. You're not trying to fix everything at once. You're looking for the biggest energy leaks. The 20% of factors causing 80% of your exhaustion. Fix those first and watch what happens. Chapter 10. Your Personal Power Plan. This is it, the part where we turn science into strategy. First, pick your biggest energy vampire from the audit. Just one. Maybe it's the notification nightmare. Maybe it's the sitting situation. Maybe it's the sleep sabotage. Whatever drains you most, that's your target. Now here's the key. You're not going to eliminate it completely. You're going to reduce it by 50%. Cut your email checks from 80 to 40. Add a 5-minute walk every hour instead of trying to become a marathon runner. Start stupid small, like embarrassingly small. Because here's what nobody tells you about exhaustion. It makes everything feel impossible. So we make it so easy that even your depleted self can't say no. And then, something transformative happens. That 10% energy gained from fixing one thing, it makes fixing the next thing 10% easier. Suddenly, you're not crawling uphill anymore. You're building momentum. Look, you're not lazy. You're not weak. You're running incredibly complex biological software on hardware designed for a completely different world. The fact that you're functioning at all is basically a miracle. But you deserve better than just functioning. You deserve to feel alive again. And now you know why you're drained. More importantly, you know what to do about it. Your energy is your life force. It's time to stop letting it leak out through 1,000 tiny holes. It's time to plug the leaks, restore the flow, and remember what it feels like to end the day with something left in the tank. You've got this. Now go audit that energy and take your life back, one small win at a time. And hey, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Also, let me know your thoughts on what I just shared. Oh, and there's more. I've just started a Patreon to help support these videos and connect with you more directly. Check out the link in the description if you'd like to join.